The major branches of psychology. There are different types of psychology, such as cognitive, forensic, social, and developmental psychology. A person with a condition that affects their mental health may benefit from assessment and treatment with a psychologist. A psychologist may offer treatment that focuses on behavioral adaptations. Today I'm going to share with you a little knowledge on 3 topics. Essentially, psychology helps people in large part because it can explain why people act the way they do, like understanding the meaning of behavior or how we act or do what we do. With this kind of professional insight, a psychologist can help people improve their decision making, stress management, and behavior based on understanding past behavior or better predict future behavior. What I've learned about behavior is like what you do on a daily basis. What are your activities? So a new behavior is if you choose to exercise. That's behavior. Noom does cognitive. Well, actually, I didn't really look into it. I don't want to say anything about that. Noom does do psychology-based approaches to weight loss, and that's where I learned about behavior changes. Behavioral changes are what you do. That's also why I chose the subject. What is the most important thing about psychology? Among the major goals of psychology are to describe, explain, predict, and improve human behavior. Some psychologists accomplish this by contributing to our basic understanding of how people think, feel, and behave. Others work in applied settings to solve real-world problems that have an impact on everyday life. Felipe R. 2022. What are the major fields of psychology? Psychology includes 4 major areas: clinical psychology, counseling for mental and behavioral health; cognitive psychology, the study of the mental processes; behavioral psychology, understanding behavior through different types of conditioning; and biopsychology, research on the brain, behavior, and evolution. Clinical psychology, what is it and why is it important to know? Clinical psychology is the branch of psychology concerned with the assessment and treatment of mental illness, abnormal behavior, and psychiatric problems. This field integrates the science of psychology with the treatment of complex human problems, making it an exciting career choice for people who are looking to work in a challenging and rewarding field. Clinical psychology became more established during the period of World War I as practitioners demonstrated the usefulness of psychology assessments. In 1917, the American Association of Clinical Psychology was established, although it was replaced just 2 years later with the establishment of the American Psychological Association, or the APA. During World War II, clinical psychologists were called upon to help treat what was then known as shell shock, now known as post-traumatic stress disorder. Next, there is cognitive psychology, the study of mental processes or the science of how we think. Cognitive psychologists explore a wide variety of topics related to thinking processes. Some of these include attention, choice-based behavior, decision-making, forgetting, information processing, language acquisition, memory, problem-solving, speech perception, and visual perception. Reasons to consult a cognitive psychologist: Alzheimer's disease, dementia, or memory loss; brain trauma treatment; cognitive therapy for a mental health condition; interventions for learning disabilities; perceptual or sensory issues; therapy for a speech or language disorder. Another popular career choice in the field psychology is forensic psychology. They're all careers, but I chose forensic as a career to talk about. Essentially, forensic psychology involves applying psychology to the field of criminal investigation and the law. Forensic psychologists utilize their knowledge of psychology principles and use it to understand different aspects of the legal system. Those working in the civil courts often assess competency, provide second opinions, and provide psychotherapy to crime victims. Professionals working in the criminal courts conduct evaluations of mental competency, work with child witnesses, and provide an assessment of juvenile or adult offenders. Forensic psychologists are often depicted as criminal profilers who are able to almost psychically deduce a killer's next move. In reality, these professionals practice psychology as a science within the criminal justice system and civil courts. In conclusion, and in addition to many different perspectives, there are many branches of psychology. Psychologists often opt to specialize in a particular area, like clinical psychology, cognitive psychology, or a career path sensationalized by television and books called forensic psychology. What is the most important thing about psychology? Among the major goals of psychology are to describe, explain, predict, and improve human behavior. Some psychologists accomplish this by contributing to our basic understanding of how people think, feel, and behave. Others work in applied settings to solve real-world problems that have an impact on everyday life. Learning a topic like psychology and its major fields could help in many ways, like creativity, understanding yourself, and changing your behaviors for a better day-to-day life. References: Forensic Psychologist Education, Salary and Job Duties, 2020, March 24th, Verywell Mind. This website, https://www.verywellmind.com/forensic-psychology-careers. And Felipe R., 2022, April 18th, The Importance of Psychology, Owlocation. It was at owlocation.com. The Scientific World, 2020, June 10, The Importance of Psychology in Our Daily Lives, How Psychology Can Help You, The Scientific World. Let's Have a Moment of Science at scientificworldinfo.com. And then 8 Basic Psychology Facts You Should Know, 2021, August 16th, Verywell Mind, verywellmind.com/psychology basics. And then one I could not reference.